Hi guys, welcome this week to Restoration Revelations. If you haven't been following along, you should like and subscribe and follow us. You're gonna get a kick out of it. We're taking these old cool Chevelles, A-body cars, and offering them up with a 3 or 36,000 mile warranty because everything's new, but I'm gonna walk you through the whole process of what it takes to do that as we go ahead and build the cars and the fact we know I have not been drinking. And it's early morning, but we try to do it in one cut, so it's just easier for Murph, the guy on the other side of that camera. Anyways, this week, come on with me. We're gonna have a car show, which is the first one of the season. I'm walking around my shop, realizing how different this shop was from a year ago. Not that long ago, we did an episode called Car Sense. You might want to look that one up, talking about the value of resto-mod cars that are sold and what's going on at the auctions. This week, I'm actually going to talk to you about what I call the flippers. Where do you buy your cars from? Where do you spend your money? I'm also going to introduce you to my buddy Evan, that we've become friends over the last year, where he was actually kind of coming in as a consultant a little bit with me as I was trying to take a little bit different approach making the remanufactured Chevelles. He's got a great history, a great past. We just became friends, and he helped me build a lot of the things that I've been doing right now. And he's decided to leave the place that he was at and start his own business. So he's doing business in my business, that's his business, at the other building. You'll meet him. Anyways, fine-tuning the Chevelle, the number one car, as we go ahead and build number 2, number 3, number 4. If you're interested in what we're doing, like, subscribe, follow along, and come along for the ride this week. It's going to be a good one. All right, let's go.
Did you leave Chuck in the car again?
Did I? Hey, Chuck. I better go let him down. Sorry about that. Man, it's just a cool car. Wait till you see what I'm going to do to it. It ain't even fast yet, baby. We'll be back. Hey, we just took this thing for a burn over to our other shop because you shouldn't drive crazy on the roads, but we have like a test lap track here where you got to get on a little bit. I just wanted to see how it was going to handle. I think it actually did pretty good. You tell me what you think, but we're going to go in and you're going to meet a friend of mine. His name's Evan, and Evan has been building hot rod cars forever, and he has decided he wanted to start his own business. So he left where he was at and he came over our way. He's helping me with a couple cars that I'm building. Well, he's actually building his own shop. That's the car lifestyle. He's a cool cat. Come on, let's go meet him. Oh, I forgot I don't have my hot rod shirt on anymore, do I? Can you believe I got a different shirt on? Actually, before we go see Evan, let's just stop in my fab shop to see how Boz is doing with the 66 Mustang. This guy is ripping through this stuff. Actually, let me bring up to speed what's happening here in the fab shop. We do the dirty work, lots of grinding, cutting, that kind of stuff here. You see over here, look at, come here. I get distracted like a little kid. Just stay with me, you won't lose it, come on. Look at this, this is the Ghost Gray chassis. Remember last Monday, that thing was a running, driving car. Now here it is, it's gone through the media blaster. We didn't tape all that and show you, you've seen it before on other episodes, but anyways, she's really clean on the rotisserie, and now it'll go in the paint booth. Get epoxy primer, and then we'll start populating it as we modify that chassis to the back of the other car. It's kind of cool, but in the meantime, we're actually working on the 66 Mustang because we can make dirt over here. It's okay. How's it fitting, Boz? Good. Yeah, you happy with it? Yeah. For aftermarket stuff. This is a legit car that was actually raced as a Shelby. Look at GT350, yeah, right? So it's like signed by Carroll Shelby. It's got all the documents and details around it, but it was beat up pretty hard on the bottom side. And we had to actually put a whole new floor. Where's the old one? Outside? As it belongs. Pretty cool, huh? So that's where Cookie crumbles. Let's go see Evan. Come on. I'd knock, but they're gonna go see Evan. This is his shop. It's called For The Win. He's actually a great fabricator.
Oh, here we go.
Bugging him again. How's it going?
It's going.
This is my buddy Evan. He's got a shop in my shop.
Welcome to For The Win Fabworks.
There you go, right? He is a great fabricator. And he wanted to leave where he was at, and he was looking for a way to start his own business. I had extra room and tons of work, so
It worked out.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
It's good. Well, we're buddies. You know, I just want to see him do well. He's got some cool. He's got some go fast. Look at Evan. Tell us about your truck.
Oh man,
Is that how you set off the fire alarm?
I did. Yeah.
At least the fire system works.
Yeah, you haven't even heard this thing run yet.
I have not.
Man.
I'm scared. Okay, still really fast stuff.
Yeah, Camacho Customs hooked it up with a really awesome paint job.
Actually, get Camacho's phone number, throw that up, right?
Yeah.
Help your buddy.
Yeah, throw it up there.
Car guys helping each other. That's what we
Yeah.
do. He did this beautiful work. I still been trying to wrangle him in to help me, but he's how many horsepower?
I would imagine easily 2,000 horsepower capable. The truck itself is not, but the motor should be. 871 big block Chevy. Doing some custom headers on it. Some cage work.
I'm feeling wimpy right now. I don't know why.
I know.
Come on, let's go to the Falcon.
It should be pretty peppy for what it is. It's a super light car. Ton of motor in it for what it is.
My biggest thing is I wanted it safe for him.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a 427 stroker, brand new from Ford, hooked with an AOD transmission, but we wanted to leave the kind of original look. That'll give him, he's got a lot of rigidity. Because this is a unibody car. They don't have a frame, and then you got all that horsepower in the front, and the stack fuel injection, of course. What was your biggest challenge with this? Anything?
The cage was a bit of a nightmare trying to fit underneath that top and make it function and get the seats in there that he wanted.
Baby
Get a
seats.
Kid seat in there. But we got her dialed. Interior panels are all fit back in. I'm going to do a strut tower brace to get some strength back in the front end here.
Right.
And then just kind of a few little modules and stuff need to be mounted up inside. We'll get that dialed in. Once I finish up getting stuff in it, I'm going to blow it apart, patch up that firewall, smooth it out, make it look real nice, and then comes back to you guys for paint.
So basically, this is the full build process. So it's still in paint. It's still got all the things done because you know everything's got to fit. And you got to finish up. He'll strip it all out of here and then backfill all the holes, finish up what he wants to finish up. That way you're only taking it apart really once. I wanted to take an opportunity to introduce you to my friend. He's got a great shop. Again, For The Win Fabworks. We'll give you an email, a website, and a phone number so you can contact them if you need heavy fab. He's the right guy to do it.
How fast do you want to go? We'll get you there.
It's true. Now I got to go work on my wimpy cars. Yeah, the next one's only got about 850 horsepower. Yeah, it's tough, Evan. Come on, let's head back. Joyride. Our location is located right next to Route 12 used auto parts. Think they'd want some of these? These are all the pull-off parts off of the Black Pearl, but we're still working on the #2 build right over there, and we are actually going to replace the dashboard on it. And I'm looking at the old parts, figuring out what has value, what doesn't have value, where do we spend our time. I know I got to buy new parts for my remanufactured cars because the only way I'm going to make this thing right is to put all new components in it, like I tell you. Come on, let me show you over here. So this is a good example. When we get a car in, right? I'm looking for parts that I can sell, or I'm going to or get rid of. I got to replace that kind of stuff. Like this is a Malibu dash, right? So 1970 Malibu dash. You can see the square sweep. They call it a sweep gauge. So I've got all the components that go with this, but typically everybody wants an SS. It's like, ooh, it's an SS. Oh, is it really? But anyways, so this component comes out. I don't think it's going to have much value at all to it. This one, oh, look at this. This one is a 1970 legit SS dash, and I know it all works because I just drove the car before the funeral for the car. So we put that baby down, but all these components, even the radio worked. It was kind of cool. So the question is, do I sell it as a complete component? Is there things on here I need that I can't get? So this is actually made by, you got like two choices, I think, two major choices of brands. You got OER, which is Original Equipment Reproductions, real famous. You guys probably know who they are. And then there's a company called Dynacorn. Dynacorn actually makes whole bodies of cars. They're all made in China, I think. And then they ship the parts of the components. I think they're in Colorado. I could be wrong. Anyways, they sell through distributors. I get it through a distributor because I don't buy enough stuff from them directly. But this is a pretty nice looking piece. Look at it. So when I talk about a remanufactured car, it's got all new components. So I got the whole digital gauges, that Dakota digital gauge set that goes with it. And I just got to figure out what parts I'm going to have to keep and what parts I'm not going to have to keep. It looks like it's pretty straightforward, actually. The last one we did, we actually took this interface right here. Right here, see this? This is the old gauge interface. With the Dakota Digital, you would have to actually use this component and put it in there. Rather than doing that on this one, I actually bought the new parts and I'm going to pre-assemble it onto there. The last thing I got to do, figuring out what head unit I'm going to use and how much of this dashboard I'm going to have to modify or put it below it. So I'm just kind of scoping that stuff out at this point in time. We'll come up with a good solution. It'll be cool. Found a pretty cool system. We'll see if I like it. I got to hear it. I got to play it. I got to play with it. We're getting there. This is what it takes. So, by the way, if you're interested in Chevelle parts, reach out to us. You can go to studiohotrods.com, send us a message at info@studiohotrods.com, or just send us a message on YouTube or Facebook and tell us what you're looking for. We'll try to do the best we can to respond to you and get you some parts, because I got way too many parts. We got our car show going on today. Let me walk you through it a little bit. It's gonna be fun. Come on. Man, it's so cool when everybody shows up for a car show. We love doing car shows right here at our hot rod shop. Actually, every hour on the hour, I was giving tours of our restoration facility. So it was really cool. We had a lot of people go through the shop, learn about what we're doing, and then it's a great way to interact with people, see their cool rides. I get to pick my favorite, which is always great time, right? So we had beautiful weather, and the first car show of the season is in the books, man. We had a lot of fun, a big showing, big crowd. Can't wait to do the next one. I love this car lifestyle, man. Hey, welcome to this segment we call Car Sense, and today, right now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about good car sense, like making good decisions around the cars, especially the ones that you're buying. This car market's gone crazy, right? The values, what is the value? What's the condition of the car? I'm going to tell you a couple things that really affect the value of the car, but I'm going to talk first about what I call the flipper. So, identifying somebody that is actually buying cars just to clean them up and sell them means they're in business of selling cars. Now, in most states, you have to be a dealer, have a dealer's license to sell over, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 cars, depending on the state that you're in. I think in Illinois, you got 5. I think that's the number. Anyways, so for us to go ahead and sell cars, we actually had to get licensed by the state of Illinois and certified, and then the police come in and check a police book, and there's lots of records that you follow and very certain conditions, because dealers get certified by the state to make sure that they're taking care of people correctly. Now let's talk about a flipper. A flipper is a guy that is making money just buying and selling cars that's not probably a dealer, probably doesn't have a dealer's license, and lots of times they just skip the title. You know what the skip title means? Skipping title means There's a name, they buy it from somebody, they don't put a date on the title, they bring it back, they clean it up, and then they just kind of pass it through to you. So that means their name actually won't be on the title. That is one good way to identify a flipper. So when you call in and talking to somebody about buying a car, ask them how long have you owned it. Is your name on the title? Those two little pieces, well, I haven't had it that long, and yeah, my name's on the title, but it's a nice car, and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, if somebody's in the business of making money on you, you should know that, right? So watch out for the flipper. I'm not saying they're bad. There's lots of guys out there that sell cars, but that is one easy way to identify if the guy is a flipper. Is his name on the title and does he actually own it? Going farther, if you go to the auction, you have to look at the cars. Man, there is a whole business out there that just prep cars and get them ready to go to an auction. You know, oh, Saturday night, it's the big night. Yeah, I've been at the auction. I've looked at a lot of those cars, and you must be careful. Last thing, not the least important, maybe the most important, if you're gonna get a car, get a third-party inspector to look at it, or an appraisal, right? So have somebody, if you're not a car expert, find an expert. We do it for people all the time. And when I'm selling cars, I always encourage somebody to send out an inspector, send out an appraiser to know the value. So really good, know your source. Where are you getting the car from? If you're getting it from an auction, you're not getting it from the auction, you're getting it from the guy that sent it to the auction. That's could be just in business to make money doing that. If you get it from a flipper, know he's making money on you, just be aware of that. That doesn't mean you can't get a good deal or find a good car. In the right situation, I would buy a car from a flipper, but man, it is buyer beware. That's Car Sense for this week. I hope it makes sense to you. Think about it. It's your money. You worked hard for it. Don't waste it, you know? Like, subscribe, follow along. If you like what we're doing here, and I got one more thing to tell you, so don't miss it. This is the most important part of this whole episode. Hey guys, I like to close up the episodes with a little bit of knowledge out of the Word. You've seen what we're doing. You know, my buddy Evan has started his shop over there. I talked about the flippers. I talk about the car business. I talk about, you know, having like a moral compass. That's what the Bible kind of means for me. It's like, here's Mark 8:36 in the Bible. What good is it for a man to gain the whole world yet forfeit his soul? Or what can a man give in exchange for a soul? If anyone is ashamed of me, he's talking about Jesus, and my words in this adulterous, sinful generation, the Son of Man will be ashamed of him when he comes in front of the Father and the glory and all of his angels. I mean, it's like the reason I talk about God, goodness, the Bible, that kind of stuff is there's also a verse that says, acknowledge me in front of man and I'll acknowledge you in front of the angels, in front of my Father. So talking about doing good, man, what is it? What's your soul worth? What can you trade for your soul? You only got one. Do right by people. It's a great moral compass. I encourage you to get a good Bible, check it out, and if you like what we're doing with Hotrods, follow along. If this bugs you about it, you can always hop out at the end of the segment and say, okay, here, I gotta hear your stuff. It's not my stuff, it's just what God says in the Bible. All right, peace out. See you next week. I'm gonna teach you what we're doing.